Good day, everyone, especially to you, Mom. Chapter 4, Crisis Management Organization in the Philippines for Natural Disasters. Learning Objectives. At the end of this chapter, the students will be able to 1. Explain Crisis Management Organization. 2. Identify the function of Crisis Management Committee. 3. Describe the Incident Command System organization. 4. Explain the role of Public Information Officer in crisis management. 5. Identify and appreciate the role of National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. And 6. Describe and explain the hierarchy and coordination of the crisis management organization in the Philippines in responding to the natural crisis. What is crisis management organization? Crisis management organization determine the levels of authority, responsibility, and accountability. There are three significant characteristics in establishing crisis management organization. They are: first, short deliberation that we'll explain later. Second, national and local level coordination. And third is integration of government agencies and other stakeholders. What is short deliberation time? Short deliberation time when crisis occurs, either man-made or natural crisis. The amount of time available for deliberate is comparatively short. Short deliberation time is one of the significant characteristics of to establish crisis management organization. When a crisis occurs, either man-made or natural crisis, short deliberation time can handle the amount of time available for deliberate, even if it is comparatively short. What is national and local level coordination? The decision concerning the response of a crisis must not only be coordinated at the national level, but also coordinated and implemented in an integrated manner at the local levels, region, provincial, municipal, and barangay, or in cases involving OFWs with the ambassadors. Like for example, when crisis occurs in one of the government in your municipal, the decision concerning the response of a crisis must not only be coordinated at the national level, because the example is covered in their municipal. That's why you can coordinate also in the local levels, because the municipal is covered in a local level. What is integration of government agencies and others stakeholders? Crises obtained involve government agencies and other stakeholders that are not normally party to the national security policy making structure. This last significant factor to establish the crisis management organization. This significant covers the stakeholders of an government, because government agencies and other stakeholders, they that are not normally party to the national security policy making structure, meaning the government agencies and other stakeholders can manage it well. I will show a video presentation.
Today is a day like any other. You'll set priorities. you'll assess and respond. You'll evaluate the marketplace. And you'll create opportunity where no one else is looking. Because today could be the day when the clouds roll in.
Regulators allege widespread bribery in overseas operations. With U.S. markets opening, company executives
How bad is
must
it?
be bracing for the worst.
Today could be the day that wolves circle around.
You need to excuse me.
What about shareholder value? What about
Today could be the day the barbarians storm the gates.
Talk to me.
Stock is in free fall. We're getting pummeled. Customers are asking some hard questions.
Your job doesn't change in a crisis. The stakes do.
Trouble in downtown. As we told you before the break, this remarkable story.
You have to be able to monitor, respond, and recover when today is not just another day.
Regulators allege widespread bribery in overseas operations.
But first things first, these are allegations. Allegations we take very seriously. We're conducting a thorough investigation. This one.
By being one step ahead, you'll create opportunity where no one else is looking.
Make no mistake. What we do here in the next few minutes will determine the future of this company for the next decade.
Because the actions you take today determine your survival tomorrow. So that tomorrow, when the clouds finally clear, you emerge stronger.
The video explain what is crisis management is. On the video, explain what you will do if the crisis management or the crisis occurs in your company or a government agency. The three significant characteristics of a crisis management organization is explained in that presented. What is the Crisis Management Committee? The Crisis Management Committee is a government body that takes decisive actions to resolve crises or emergencies. Like for example, in your company, you will designate and create a committee to manage that kind of designation or authority to be able to perform it well if there is a crisis occur. The 5 critical tasks of crisis management committees. First, sense making. Second, decision making. Third, meaning making. Fourth, terminating. And last, 5, learning. These 5 critical tasks have an authority, responsibility, and accountability to perform their duty. First, sense making. Sense making is a classical assessment to the decision making. Second, decision making. This critical task will help the committee to think critically on what is their decision will be. And third, meaning making. If you have a decision that decide when you are making a decision, you should put it an a meaning to will understand what is the decision making can help the committee. And for terminating, when you have a meaning making, you will present it to your chairman to terminate what you will or what you have decided in the previous critical task. And last is learning. You must learn we must learn the past critical task to be able to know what will or what you must do when the crisis occurs. According to the National Crisis Management Manual, the Crisis Management Committee is comprises ideally of the following. First, chairperson. Second, point person for medical, legal, logistics, community relation, public safety, and social services. And last, technical advisors is optional. I will presenting a chart to be able to understand what will be the first to know and the last to know. Figure 5. The top of the chart is the chairman of the Crisis Management Committee. Down of the chairman of the Crisis Management Committee, medical, legal, logistic, community relation, public safety and security, and last is social service. The 6 committees perform their duties and responsibilities. The functions of members of Crisis Management Committee according to the National Crisis Management Manual 2012 are follows. First, establish procedures for proceeding, timely direction and guideline. Second, coordinate and implement responses to crisis in an integrated manner from national to local levels. Third, ensure that perspective of government agencies and other stakeholders are integrated into the overall government response. Fourth, provide and mobilize available resources through an established interagency resource sharing protocol. Fifth, coordinate interagency crisis management efforts. 6. Ensure that operational demands during the crisis are met and all actions are coordinated and complementary. And last is establish accessible communication lines so that reliable and timely information is received and disseminated to appropriate levels. I will show a video presentation.
OIC ARMM Governor Mujib Hataman will lead a crisis management committee to address the Sabah conflict. Meanwhile, the Moro National Liberation Front is offering to help in finding a peaceful solution to the issue. Our Zamboanga correspondent Ronald Lamata is on the line with details. Go ahead.
The Western Mindanao Command refuses to give any indicative statement regarding a conference tomorrow, Tuesday, creating a crisis management committee with OIC Governor Mujib Hataman. The CMC is to address the Sabah conflict and how to peacefully manage a peaceful negotiation between followers of Sultan Jumalul Kiram III and the Malaysian government. Westmincom's spokesperson Colonel Rodrigo Gregorio has refused to speak of the matter, stating that it is the Department of Foreign Affairs that was tasked to give a statement on this issue. Meanwhile, Kiram's cousin Raja Mahabgama Mamay Hassan Abdurajan has earlier expressed concern over the arrival of the Sultan Kiram's followers in Sabah. However, spokesperson of Raja Mamay Nesty Luis says they are saddened over the unnecessary bloodshed between the Royal Army and the Malaysian police. Raja Mamay has said, although his cousin Sultan Kiram was popular as the Sultanates here, they too are blue-blooded but would rather prefer the issue on Sabah remain in a peaceful dialogue. Chairman of the Central Committee for Moro National Liberation Front, Habib Hashim, is also saddened by the death of some of Sultan Kiram's followers. Hashim says most of the members of the Royal Army are MNLF sympathizers. He says it is a grateful duty for the MNLF to initiate talks with the Malaysian government with the Sultan's men. Hashim says that MNLF is in gratitude with the Malaysian government since they were trained years before in the said country. It is also why they could not take it on their own account to fight side by side with Sultan Kiram's men against the Malaysian forces. Hashim says he is talks now with the Grand Mufti of the Ulama Group and Abraham Ijirani. Ronald Lamata, ABS-CBN, Zamboanga.
Thank you, Ronald Lamata.